Hey, good evening, guys. Can y'all see and hear me okay? A little bit of a technical difficulty there trying to get my camera up, but it looks like it's working now. Hope everybody's having a great evening, a great week, and I hope you're looking forward to this weekend's festivities. We are down to one trail stop left for the 2025 season. It's hard to believe. Feels like it was just yesterday we started out. Let's go ahead and bring up our app, 30X. I mean, not 30X. Fishing Chaos for the evening. Arturo, Bob, good evening, gentlemen. Appreciate y'all tuning in this evening. Sean Boersma from Virginia Kayak Bass Nation is going to be joining us here in a little bit. That way, if anybody is fishing both of the clubs for this weekend, he'll be able to answer some questions as far as the B.A.S.S side of the house goes. But we'll make sure we cover as much as we can, answer anybody's questions. I don't want to leave any question unanswered tonight. So we should be good. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of big differences between the two organizations. So we try to make this kind of stuff, these joint events, as streamlined as possible. I'm really happy and glad that Virginia Kayak Bass Nation was able to come on with us for this event. I know we've been looking forward to this one all year. And I'm also really glad that we got some rain yesterday. So yesterday, Wednesday, and then Tuesday, we definitely got some rain. So I'm hoping that helps our river out a little bit for the weekend. It'll probably still be a little bit low. If anybody has checked levels recently, definitely let us know what they're looking like for this, today. And then even if you know some of the projections for the weekend, definitely feel free to throw it in the chat. That way we can let everyone know kind of what it's going to look like. But I think it's going to be a go. I don't think we're going to have any major issues as far as safety goes. It's just going to be low. So it's just one thing to keep in mind. We're going to be allowing wade fishing and things like that. And obviously getting in and out of your kayak to move it over things and obstacles and whatnot is going to be allowed for this event. So, there shouldn't be too many issues as far as that goes. But we're going to make it the best and make the best of it. So we can get through, and we have only 2 weeks remaining until the Classic. So this is kind of a quick turn. I know we did it like this last year as well. I think it was just a couple of weeks afterwards. So it's going to be a good one. I think there's still going to be some good fish caught for sure. What's up, Sean? Let me get you over here, bro. Mr. Boersma, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are we doing?
Hey, good, man. Yourself?
Can't complain.
For those who don't know, this is Mr. Sean Boersma. He is the president of the Virginia Kayak Bass Nation Series. And I was just talking about the joint event here, man, and how much we appreciate you tagging along with us for this one. And, we're glad to have you. We're excited for a good weekend. So I think it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, same. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, man. I think water levels are still going to be low. I think the rain we just had is going to help out a little bit, hopefully. Better than nothing, right? We'll take it. But it should be a pretty fun event. It was definitely low last year when we fished it as well, but there were still some good fish caught. And I believe Thomas Aarons caught a citation smallmouth at 20 or 21. It was a pretty good sized fish last year. So they're in there.
That's a good one.
It's going to be, a lot of exploring, a lot of, trying to find those little pockets and hooking into the big ones.
I'm excited for this event. I've never been up there before, so.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful fishery. Like I said, it's really good when the water's where it should be. But nonetheless, I think it's still going to be a fun time. I haven't looked at the weather. I should probably do that real quick just to get a rough idea. I want to type in Purcellville.
Yeah, it looked like Pointer Rocks took a little jump in water height.
Good. Yeah, I think somebody mentioned 1.5 here just a little bit ago. So it looks like Saturday is going to be pretty darn clear. Looks like no crazy wind or anything. A little bit of clouds. So it looks like it's going to be a good day of fishing. I I haven't looked at anything so lunar or anything like that, but I'm just happy when the clouds are up there a little bit. Yeah, it looks to be a good day. I don't see any more rain, anything crazy going on between now and then.
Fished like whack-a-mole last weekend, 20-mile-an-hour gust. It was awesome.
Ooh. Hey man, that's a lot of beautiful things happen when the wind's moving.
Yeah, like
where's Whack-A-Mole at again? I've never been there.
That is down 95 towards Whiteville, like you're going to take 701 down to Myrtle Beach.
Okay, gotcha.
It looks like a fishbowl, but it's a really interesting.
Nice. I'm trying to change this layout, and it only shows me or you, and then when it shows us both, it's like we're both little.
You can keep it. It's okay.
Yeah, well, I'm about to throw the slides up here anyway, so me, I'm all fancy with slides. All right, let me go ahead and put them up here, and then after we're done going through the captain's meeting, guys and gals, ask questions as we go through this. We'll get to them, kind of as we go, and if we miss anything, we'll absolutely get to it before the end. And then also we'll go ahead and pull up a map, and we'll kind of hit a few of the boundaries just to give everyone an idea. I haven't really had too many questions. I know a couple of folks reached out to Sean about boundaries, but it seems pretty, I think everybody kind of gets it. It's pretty much the same as last year, except we're adding more river to the north. So everything pretty much remains the same from Harper's Ferry on down. But we'll go ahead and talk about that here in a minute. Let me get these slides up real quick. All right. Wrong one. Oh, now it works. As soon as I went to go post something. All right, cool. Here we go. This will serve as your official captain's meeting. If you guys and gals aren't able to tune in live tonight, make sure you watch it between now and Saturday morning first cast. All right. We'll go ahead and we'll talk about some registration. Sean, I'll let you hit on your side of the house too with that if there's anything that people need to know, because there are going to be two different tournament management systems for this weekend for those who are fishing both. We'll talk a little bit of, I won't go over too much, but we'll just mention the rules, pre-fishing, some safety stuff, and then the game day timeline, and then any questions that we missed at the end, we'll make sure we hit those. All right, so I think both of our clubs, so you guys just had registration cut off today, right, Sean, for B.A.S.S?
Yes, we are done, locked in 33 anglers. Awesome.
Good. That's a good turnout. 33 for B.A.S.S for the state series, and this event also, Sean, this is a qualifying event for you guys too, right, for the state championship?
Yeah, if you haven't fished a tournament with us all season, you finish in the top 10%, so the top 3 will automatically qualify for the state championship and will not need the 2 event minimum to get in.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I know we got quite a few of our guys fishing with you as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. It's going to be a good time. Definitely. Is this the first Virginia State Championship, or you guys held one last year, right?
This will be the third.
Oh, third. Okay, I'm way off. I know there was some held. I don't think it was you though, right? It was somebody else.
No, Danielle ran the first 2 state championships.
That's right.
I came in late last year and just helped with some logistics and everything else.
Right. That's right. No, that's awesome, man. We're definitely glad you're doing it and getting anglers these options. There's a lot of water in Virginia to fish, and I'm glad we're trying to capitalize on that. So, but anyway, back to registration for NVKBA. Obviously, everything is on Fishing Chaos, and our cutoff for the event is tomorrow at midnight, 11:59 p.m. to be exact. And then if you're having any issues with that, just get a hold of me, and we'll make sure we square your way. As Sean had mentioned, the Virginia Bass Kayak Series has already ended tonight, and they have 33 anglers right now. NVKBA is sitting at 39. I imagine we'll have a few more tomorrow. It'd be cool to hit 50. I know Riley still hasn't signed up yet. I got to get his butt hooked up. but yeah, we're sitting pretty good. This is, like I said earlier, this is the last trail stop. So this is the last one that counts. And then we'll go ahead and make sure we push out our Angler of the Year updates as soon as this event is over for those who are qualified for our classic here in just a couple weeks. So, but yeah, as always, if you have any issues with registration, just hit me up or hit up Sean. I think everything on Sean's side is good to go now. All right, moving forward. Rules overview. Nothing really is going to be too different other than Sean and I had talked about this earlier as far as the two organizations go. If you're fishing NVKBA, we don't allow touching the actual tail fin in terms of like pinching the tail. Now you can go down to the caudal, or not the caudal, but the peduncle. It's the fleshy, chunky portion of the bass's tail right before it actually hits the black fin area. I don't have my dummy fish here to show you guys, but just make sure you're not touching the black part of the fin. Now you can, straighten it out, kind of pinch it to straighten it out. That's fine. Just make sure your hand's off of it when you're taking the picture. But B.A.S.S differs from that a little bit, and I'll let Sean talk about that real quick.
Yeah, we're just a little extended, just a little bit past that. If you go look into the Bassmaster Kayak Series rules, I believe the line is pulled just before the fork of the tail, but just keep your hand placement as far off the end of that tail as humanly possible. I know it's a game of quarter inches and everything, but just be careful. If you do grab the tail, please just take a couple extra photos with your hand not so far down the tail. That way, if it's a good fish, we can still count it and not DQ it.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and if you're fishing both trails, we'll be accepting. So NVKBA will be accepting either identifier, but we're going to have our own separate code. For B.A.S.S, you guys need to use the B.A.S.S identifier that Sean put out already. But if you're fishing only NVKBA, then you can use the NVKBA KBF card that we always use. But if you're fishing both, NVKBA is going to also allow the B.A.S.S card with the NVKBA identifier. I hope that makes sense. If I need to make that more clear, I'll let you know. But both codes are going to come out tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So we'll make sure that everybody has both of them, and there are going to be two unique codes, one for each club. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, like Sean was saying, just take good pictures and make sure that we always recommend taking at least one or two shots of the fish without any hands or anything obstructing any part of the fish whatsoever. It's not a must, but it's definitely a good practice just to have that as a backup. You'd rather have a quarter inch less than a DQ at the end of the day. All right. I don't see any questions coming in. If we have more questions on that, guys, please, please feel free to ask them over off to the chat. All right. Pre-fishing. I think we're the same, right, Sean? 4 p.m. tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right. Excellent. I still have June in there. This was from an old slide deck, so I do apologize. But the cutoff for pre-fishing for both organizations, NVKBA and B.A.S.S, is going to be tomorrow, September 19th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, moving forward, safety. I think we both follow pretty much the exact same safety rules when it comes to wearing your PFD at all times. Make sure you have all of your Coast Guard regulations, like your whistle, your white light if you're launching before daylight. We definitely we moved the time up in case y'all have not noticed yet. We did move the time, and I'll talk about this too when we get into the game day timeline. But it's going to be a little bit darker in the morning when you get there. Some of y'all get there pretty early, but earliest launch is going to be at 6 a.m. So make sure you bring that white light just in case. If there's going to be fog and stuff like that, you want to be seen. PFD with your whistle. Energy and hydration, bring snacks. Obviously, I say that obviously, but some people, they forget that kind of stuff. Bring your snacks, bring your water. Stay hydrated and ready for the day. Start drinking water now if you haven't already. I know I'm bad at drinking enough water, but start chugging it. We talked about the light for visibility. Weather looks good. I don't see any major issues there. The water temperatures are still fairly, on the warmer side. They might be a little cooler up there compared to where I'm at right now in Stafford, Virginia, but I don't think we have any types of anything, hypothermia concerns or anything like that this time of year. For us, there will be mandatory check-in and check-out on Fishing Chaos. I don't think you'll be able to register any fish until you check in, so just make sure that you guys handle that. If you have any issues with it, get a hold of me sooner than later. I don't want to DQ any fish because you haven't checked in yet. Sean, do you guys have anything about checking in and checking out?
Yeah, we're using the check-in and check-out function on TourneyX.
Right on. Yeah, and I completely forgot to mention that earlier, but there are, I think I might have said it when I first came on, but there are 2 different tournament management systems, so make sure you have them both downloaded if you're fishing both clubs. I don't think you could have signed up without TourneyX with you guys, right?
Correct.
You had to do it all on there, so yeah, everybody should be good to go with their respective TMSs, and that's good. They're we all have pretty much the same check-in, check-out features. If you see somebody in need of help, somebody flips or anything like that, please go help them out. Everybody's safety is more important than this event, so make sure you help each other out. Bring a throw rope. That's definitely good to have, especially if you're going to wade fish and you don't want to lose your kayak. Make sure you tether that thing off. We are allow wade fishing. I think the ropes are about 20 foot, Sean, for you guys, the tether distance.
I believe it's 25. I'll have to double check on that.
About 25. Okay. Well, either way, we're going to follow that as well. So just make sure you guys and gals, if you're going to wade fish, make sure you're not, too far away from your kayak. The fish has to be measured on the kayak regardless. So, but that is an option for this event. And then obviously emergencies, if there's anything that involves loss of life, limb, or eyesight, call 911 and just keep me aware. But don't call me first. Make sure every second matters in a safety situation. So, an emergency situation. So make sure that call the authorities, call the first responders. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. Obviously, this is if we have any youth anglers, make sure if you haven't already, get a hold of me. I know we had a couple, or at least one that I know of. I'm going to be taking out a new angler, a new kayak tournament angler. He's one of Riley's buddies, and he's fishing his first tournament this weekend, so he's going to be out there with me, and I had to get a waiver from him. So just make sure all youth anglers have to have a hard copy waiver on hand with us. So that's pretty good stuff. I'm glad to get him out there and introduce him to the sport. All right, moving forward. Sean, did you have anything else there? I'm sorry for safety. Anything I missed?
No, I will be in the Harpers Ferry area camping. So
okay.
If anything happens, I'll be available to go by road. I'm not bringing my kayak, but if somebody gets in trouble or needs anything, I'll be able to hit a ramp or something close somebody if you need it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I'll be out. I think we're going to be at Algonquian again, but we're not going to be doing a float. So I'll be up not too far from the Algonquian ramp. So if anybody needs anything, that's where I'll be at. All right, game day timeline, launch etiquette. If you are going to be at a boat ramp, make sure you guys and gals bring your wheels. If you don't have wheels, get your trailer in and out of the water as fast as possible. Don't be hanging out and loading up and rigging up on the boat ramp or anything like that. Use the ramp strictly for launch purposes and recovery purposes. I know we beat that dead horse a lot, but we early on back in the day, kayak anglers had a pretty bad reputation for that, and there's still folks that don't quite understand that. But I think our club has done a really good job over the years of being efficient out there. So just make sure you keep that launch etiquette and that reputation for our club up there. We talk check in and check out. Lines wet is going to be at 6:30 for both clubs. So earliest launch for us is at 6. Did we talk about that with you guys, Sean? Is your earliest launch 6 as well?
Yeah, we're all on the same timeline.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, good to go there. So nobody should be launching in the water. I don't care if you go ahead and put your kayak in the water to get out of the way, but nobody should be taken off from the general boat ramp or launch vicinity until 6 o'clock a.m. Like I said before, being efficient on the boat ramp, that go ahead and throw your boat in the water, but just make sure you don't leave until 6. to head to your spots. And then lines wet will be 6:30, and you got 8 hours to fish. So last cast is at I guess it'd be like 2:29. Make sure you get your photos snapped before 2:30, and then you have until 3 p.m. for NVKBA to upload your pictures, a half an hour. Do you guys have any differences on that end, Sean?
I think I set mine to 3:30.
Okay, that's fine.
Just to give people time.
Yep. So Sean, NVKBA last submit will be at 3, and then anybody else who's fishing the B.A.S.S will have till 3:30. And then the awards, we're going to be at Honor Brewing in Loudon. Have the address in the tournament or in the details on Fishing Chaos. So make sure you copy that address. I think there's a couple Honor Brewings. Make sure you go to the one that says Loudon on it. It's an awesome place. Parking might be a little tight, but we'll make do. If you are able to bring your kayak in the back of a truck bed instead of a trailer, it's highly recommended, just to help save parking over there at Honor Brewing. If you have like a T-bone or something, that'd be good. But if you absolutely have to bring a trailer, just be advised. I think trailer parking is a little tight over there. I know last year we had to back up into the grass and stuff like that, which they didn't give us any hard time about it, but it's just one of those things we got to be mindful of. Arturo asked, is it permissible to launch and sit in the yak anchored down in place at the ramp until official? Absolutely. Yep, that's what I was talking about, Arturo, when I mentioned go ahead and get in the water if you need to get in the water before 6, like 5:30, 5:45, or whatever. But just don't leave that general boat ramp vicinity until 6 a.m. Don't be like, paddling across the river or anything like that. Are we early or am I later? Lee, we might be a little bit early. I might have put, no, I don't know, actually, I hope I didn't put 8 o'clock in the thing. I might have, but that's okay. Y'all can rewatch this. It's been an off last couple of weeks, man. I'll tell you what. All right. That kind of covers game day timeline. If anybody has any questions, please ask them. And we're at the questions slide. So that's pretty much, the general captain's meeting here. I'll go ahead and I'm going to bring up my screen here, and we're going to look at the maps real quick. All right, cool. So can y'all see that? All right, cool. So I don't know if you guys can see the mouse pointer or not, but I'll just show you guys some of the cutoffs that we had mentioned. So this right here, the Francis Scott Key Bridge, that's going to be your southernmost boundary for the event. So you have pretty much that whole stretch from here up to Snake Island. Where was Snake Island at? I think we're up here, Snake Island. No, that's Turkey Island. A different animal.
I think Bear Island in there too somewhere.
Yeah, B.A.S.S Con. Let's just do this. I was way off. So, okay, from Snake Island north, that's the part that is off limits because Great Falls is up here. I'm sorry, it's from Snake Island south. And that's Chain Bridge. And I want to say Chain Bridge was the first. Yeah, that's Great Falls. I think. I'm probably way off. I know I'm flying through this right now. No, yeah, Great Falls is. Somebody orient me. Right there, it's Great Falls. Okay. So this is so basically right here, this Potomac River Dam is like the last cutoff before Great Falls, and right up here is Riverbend. So those who are launching out of Riverbend, obviously don't be going past Con Island. You're not going to be able to, I don't think, unless you go flying over that thing, and I would not recommend it. Obviously, the water's going to be low, but yeah, that's your that's your cutoff for the northern part of the river here. Obviously, all of Great Falls is out. Nobody should be fishing this area whatsoever. And then we pretty much, where was Snake Island at? Did I pass it again? Yeah. So Snake Island all the way up there to, like I said, that last dam there at Riverbend. And then this is fishable, but I don't know how much access is here. And then you pretty much have all the way from, this little Fletcher's Cove area down to the Francis Scott Key Bridge, and that's your southernmost cutoff right there. All right, let's move up north here. These tributaries that kind of go in and out, like Riley's Lock, obviously you shouldn't be fishing up past the aqueducts. We do allow the Seneca boat ramp. So from Main River, I lied. You can actually fish up through here, but the last spot would be there's a footbridge back here. Yeah, this river road. That's as far back Seneca Creek as you can fish. Whenever you get to those like roads, or sometimes there's like a railroad bridge. I think Catoctin has a railroad bridge. So does Monocacy. But like, we'll go ahead and I'll show you Monocacy real quick. Which one's that? That's Broad Run. So like you have this C&O railroad here. That's going to be your cutoff. Moving up. Okay, here's your Monocacy Aqueduct. We're allowing also the Monocacy boat ramp. So you can fish from here, obviously Main River, Potomac, and then up to this first railroad bridge right here is as far up Monocacy as you can go. So it's not much, but it's something. Sean, are you seeing any questions over there? There we go. Anything good? Moving on up. Again, all public access. Don't be on any type of private property or anything like that. Which one's this? Brunswick. A lot of river, guys. A lot of river to choose from. Now we're hitting Harper's Ferry. Okay, so the Harper's Ferry area, we're going to stick with what we've been doing the last few years. The Shenandoah River Bridge. So technically, you can fish a little chunk of the Shenandoah right here because it connects to the Upper Potomac. But do not go past this bridge, this William L. Wilson Freeway, the 340 bridge. That's your cutoff as far as the Harper Ferry area goes. And then obviously you can continue north here all the way into West Virginia. So now West Virginia, Maryland. Make sure you have the right license. I think that's still reciprocal between West Virginia and Maryland. So as long as you have a West Virginia, Maryland license, don't be up here with, I don't think you can fish up here with a Virginia license. I think you have to have either West Virginia or Maryland. And then down here, once you hit Maryland and Virginia, then you can have either Maryland or Virginia. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's how it goes. So there's quite a bit of river up here. Like I said, we opened it up to Shepherdstown. Right here you go. So Shepherdstown Pike. I think we went a little bit north of this, right, Sean? Or was it right at Shepherdstown?
I left it at Shepherdstown Pike.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wasn't. I think we originally saw this railroad here, but I think we just made it all the way to this bridge. So the 34 bridge here at Shepherdstown. So the James Rumsey Bridge, that's the furthest north boundary for the river. So as you can see, a ton of river. If I measure the distance, it's going to be very very estimated, but let's just see out of curiosity how much river we're looking at here. Point of Rocks. coming on through.
That's a lot of river when you do it like that.
It's a lot of river, man. All right, we're getting down here. So this, like I said, from Great Falls to Snake Island's off limits, and then you get this little chunk down here, Chain Bridge. Which one's that? That's Fletcher's Cove. So that's, you can launch there too. I want to say you can use the Virginia license up here, but I would, if you're fishing down here by DC, I would definitely double check and make sure you don't need a DC license. You might. I'm not 100% positive on that, so make sure you do your homework. And then we're going all the way down here. So we got, what is that, 66 miles worth of river for this tournament. So a lot of water, and it can be won anywhere. So good stuff. I know it's kind of a really down and dirty look at the boundaries, but if anybody has any questions for boundaries, definitely hit us up and we'll make sure we get you the right answer before Saturday morning. Yeah, DC does require a DC license. Yeah, Lee, great question. And I can't believe I didn't touch on that already. But so NVKBA is smallmouth only. Virginia Bass Kayak Series is both largemouth and smallmouth. So yes, our club NVKBA is going to be smallmouth only. Carlos says, will be my first tournament. I'm sorry if I asked dumb questions. No question's a dumb question, bro. Edwards Ferry, good to launch. Let me double check that real quick. Is that the Leesburg? No. Yeah, let me know which one you're talking about here, Carlos, and we'll get that squared away for you, man. I'm not sure where Edwards Ferry is. Do you know, Sean?
I don't. What I've been doing is just having the guys send me a pin on Google or Apple Maps and just look at it from there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Carlos, hit me up with shoot me a PM, or you can hit up admin at nvkba.com and shoot me over a map dot, and we'll get that squared away for you, man. Is Maryland right above Seneca? Okay, hold on. Let's check. Is it Poolsville here? Okay. Edwards Ferry. Right across from Goose Creek. Shoot, let me get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. As long as it's public, looks like it is. Carlos, that's a good launch. What's up, Scott? Awesome. I don't see any other major questions. All right. Well, we're at 8:08. I don't have anything else. I guess what we could do real quick is look at the NVKBA payouts, see what that's going to look like. We're at, what, 39 right now? 39 anglers. As of right now, we're looking at about 771 for first place. And then once we hit 40, that'll go to 5 payout places. So, and it's 5 from there on out, and the pot only gets bigger. Big Bass is going to be at least around $400. So good stuff. Yeah, like I said, we'll have the awards at Honor. I'll put out some more details as far as the classic goes. Appomattox River Company, obviously, they're back again this year for the NVKBA Angler of the Year prize. That's a pretty sweet deal what we got going on, called the ARC Appomattox River Company experience, where the AOY is going to get to go down to Farmville and pick out a kayak up to a certain amount of cash value, and obviously have the chance to rig it out and promote Appomattox River Company and obviously thank them for everything that they've done for us over the years. They've been an amazing sponsor. Of course, none other than Catoctin Creek Custom Rods LLC has a really cool 2025 Rookie of the Year rod that they're making right now. So that's going to also get awarded. Hopefully, we'll be able to link up with Mark, while we're up that way for the awards. Actually, I don't know if he'll be able to make those awards, but definitely Lake Anna. I'm hoping that we'll be able to link up with Mark and he'll be able to award the Rookie of the Year with that rod. I got a sneak peek of it. It's pretty sweet, so I'll make sure I push that out here in the next few days or weeks. Yeah, Chris, NVKBA is smallmouth only, correct? Ben, I hope you get in and I hope you have a safe flight, brother, and make sure you try to get some good rest when you're out there. If you have any trouble, definitely let me know, man. But yeah, Brew Tank, never fished the upper and never caught a smallie. Dude, it's gonna be fun, man. You're gonna have a blast, trust me.
It's a good time.
Smallmouth is awesome. Like it's just a fight. Like it's just different. It's just a different type of fishing, different environment, different fish. These things are born in current. They live in current. They die in current. Like they're tough. They are definitely tough. But it's a good time. Make sure you bring more leader line just in case. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, Brew Tank, make sure you're safe out there, man. If you have any issues, give me a holler. If you need help with anything, feel free to hit me up. I got my number on the Fishing Chaos app. Sean, I know your guys can get a hold of you just fine. So
yeah, and if any of your guys, if you're not around, any of your guys need anything, like I said, I'll be down there. Just give me a holler.
Awesome. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I think that's all we got. Sean, do you got anything else, man?
Nope, just excited to get up there and see everybody, and we appreciate all the support you guys have given us this year.
No, absolutely, bro. I'm happy and glad to do it. Hopefully, hopefully, I know it's going to be an awesome event. Oh, real quick, I know some folks been asking the Battle on the Border event. That's going to be, the one we do every year down in on Kerr Reservoir in Gaston with the North Carolina clubs. That's still going to happen this year. I believe it's October 24th, right, Sean?
I think it's the 25th, 26th.
Oh, 25th, right. 24th is a Friday.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 2-day tournament, I believe, this year.
Yep. So that'll be a good time. We'll make sure we push out more information about that as we get a little bit closer. But right now, save the date, October 25th and 26th for the Battle on the Border. Hopefully we can get some good participation for that. And we'll push out as much information as we get it, as soon as we get it. So that is all I got. Look forward to seeing everybody at the awards this weekend. If you can't make it, good luck out there. Obviously stay safe, and just a couple more weeks. We got our classic October 4th. So it's going to be cool to see this for NVKBA side of the house. We got to drop one tournament. So it's going to be your best 6 out of the 7. So it'll be cool to see here at the end of this event who's going to qualify for the classic, and then who's going to be, in the top runnings for Angler of the Year. So, yeah, that's pretty much all we got. Sean, I appreciate you coming on again, bro, and good luck this weekend to everybody.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Here, have a good evening.
See y'all guys this weekend.
Later.